What up? I'm Cedric Pendleton with the movie Unconditional. That's what I'm pushing now. Also pushing Got Good Green, but I'm on this show with branching out. And if you don't know about branching out, you should branch out. Get to know it. All right.
I'm Dottie Peoples, and you're watching Branching Out.
Hi everyone, I'm Gloria Gilman from Bass Wives LA, and you just caught me on Branching Out.
Hi, we're the Braxtons, and you're watching Branching Out.
You are watching Branching Out.
Wow, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, hey, it's Blair Runner. We're watching Branching Out.
I'm Bobby Jones, and I'm branching out for real. And it's a beautiful thing.
Branch now.
And I'm just excited to be back to celebrate the 20th anniversary.
What up with you, man? I'm good, man. You? How's the family, man? Yeah, man, I'm in town. Did you get a chance to see that flick, man? Unconditional, the movie that I'm starring in. The deal is like Michael Ealy, Lynn Collins, who's a redhead from Wolverine, and then myself. And it was released probably 2.5 weeks ago, and it's in the theaters now. And like what I'm trying to get you to do is go see it before they pull it. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing is it's a starring role, and it's some of my, I mean, I'm thankful for it, but it's some of my best work. It just is. So you can go to the website unconditionalthemovie.com, unconditionalthemovie.com, and then type in your zip code, and it'll tell you what theater it's in, and then, you know, call the theater before. But a friend of mine just called me, because, you know, of course I'm in Atlanta now, and a friend of mine just called me and told me it was at North DeKalb. He called me last night, and there's a cat I've been producing with for 20 years. And he said, man, you didn't tell me. And I was like, yes, I did. He's, no, you didn't tell me it's gonna pull my heart like that. And I'm like, well, you need to check it, man, if you get a chance. Man, take the whole family, because it's a family-oriented kind of deal. This PG-13 kind of deal. You know what I mean? Say it again. Well, the deal is like, this was probably the last weekend, because, you know, it's been in the theaters for as long as it has, and then they're getting ready to shift it towards video on demand and things of that nature. So, all right, cool. That'll work. All right, cool. All right, man. Love you guys. Man, peace.
Cedric, how you deal with exposure?
What do you mean? How do I deal with what?
Exposure, fame.
What do you mean?
I mean, just how you deal with it. I mean, you know.
Fame is like, scripture says fame is like grass. It's green one day and it browns the next day. So fame is like vanity. It comes and it goes. So anybody that gets caught up in their own fame, something will occur in their life to bring them back down to a point where they're normal. So my point of saying that is I've had fame for a minute, and I know what it's like to lose it and to go into depression. And so the reason that I stay in the position that I'm in, or the mentality that I'm in, is because I understand that fame is fleeting. It comes and it goes. And so the real people in your life that mean the most, that do the most, are those people that ain't got nothing to do with fame. They just love you for you. So the reason that I do it is because I'm really trying to pour into somebody else when they ask me, how did I get here? Because how I got here was through prayer. My mother had not prayed. My grandmother had not prayed. And if I had not prayed, then I'd have probably been a thug locked up with the rest of my black brothers.
Why you feel like Unconditional is one of your best work?
Because it gave me the opportunity to take a character that was perceived to be bad and give him some integrity of being a man and being genuine and being who he is. So what I mean by that is he looked like he was a thug, but really what he was a mentor to a young boy that lived next door. So oftentimes the cops, society, the government judges African American men based on the way they look, but not realizing that there's something at the core of who we are as African American men that the nation needs, whether it goes back to the music of this country, the architects in DC in the sense of the way that it was designed, whether it be the steel mills in Birmingham, because those steel mills were built on the labor of black backs. So it makes no difference. What I'm suggesting is this culture needs the mix of black and brown. It needs the browning of the culture. So the reason I'm saying all of that is because I keep saying the same thing. Just like bulldogs or pit bulls are judged on being who they are, people put a label on what they are and who they are and how they act. Well, the country puts a same kind of label on African American men, and the reason I say it's my best work is because my best work is at the core of dramatic work. So when I do dramas, that's at the core of what I've been taught and trained to do. And because I was able to bring a level of humanism, of compassion to a character that was often perceived to be hard, you'll see it, it's my best work. I mean, it's 20 years of training coming into one character.
What's next for you, Cedric Pendleton?
The next thing that's next for me is, well, there are a couple of things. I mean, my directorial debut is lurking in the background. I've got a stage play that's also being produced under my name. I've got a sitcom that has distribution now that we're putting capitalization in place that I developed as an executive, and I'll probably also star in that. And so those three things on the thing. And then there's the fourth thing is there's this company that I started. The company is called Got Good Green. So when I say Got Good Green, if I say that in California, people look at me and think, oh my God, we getting ready to smoke some weed. You know what I mean? But Got Good Green is about sustainability, and it's about being active, and it's about doing things and making choices in your life while you are young that hopefully increase the longevity of your life when you're older.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy and his best friend.
Why you always mess with all that jaw and store stuff? Why you always wearing your pajamas in public? For the last time, these are not pajamas, all right? I am going to be a samurai warrior, one of a kind.
Time passed, and the little boy and his best friend, they grew up, and they grew apart. And like so many of us in life, they lost their way. It would be many years before Providence would unite them once again.
So she's okay?
She's gonna be fine. She's all right. What's your name, honey?
Joe. Joe Bradford.
Joe?
This is my good friend from when we were kids, Miss Sam. Give it up.
Hi, Miss Sam!
Hello.
How many of y'all coming up without a father?
How are you doing all this, Joe?
It's amazing what happens when you just ask. Truth is, Denise came up with this whole thing. I'm just doing my part.
Joe, what's going on?
Both my kidneys shut down a few years back. Went from prison to the projects. What happened, Sam? Where's that hopeful little girl I used to know?
Joe, my husband was murdered in your neighborhood.
While I was in the Commons, I saw a guy that matched the description of Billy's killer. He had a red hoodie.
His name's Anthony Jones.
This life.
I guess it's a dead-end road.
Been down a few of those myself. But it ain't a dead end if it takes you somewhere you needed to go.
Is he okay?
His body has rejected dialysis.
No matter what happens to me, watch over those kids.